Point at the Andromeda galaxy. Now look at the space just above it, and just below it. That black, empty gap? It isn't empty. Hiding inside it is one of the largest structures in this entire corner of the universe, and you have never seen it, because it's completely invisible. What sits directly above and below Andromeda is so enormous that it has already crossed the gulf between galaxies. It's already reaching toward you, and almost no one knows it's there. So let's go there. Straight up and straight down out of the galaxy and find out what's really waiting. Andromeda is our nearest large neighbor, a spiral of up to 1 trillion stars, 2.5 million light-years away. From Earth, it's just a faint smudge in the autumn sky, a galaxy tilted almost edge-on, like a coin held at a slant. When we picture it, we picture the disk, the glowing pinwheel. But a galaxy is not just a disk. And the real story is in the one direction nobody looks. Now, up and down are strange words out here. In space, there is no true top and no true bottom. So when astronomers talk about above and below a galaxy, they mean one specific thing, straight out of the flat disk, off the top of the pancake, off the bottom. And that direction hides 3 things, each one stranger than the last. First, the star cities. Far above and below Andromeda's disk, drifting in the dark, float ancient spheres of stars called globular clusters. Each one crams hundreds of thousands of suns into a single glittering ball, some of the oldest objects in the whole galaxy, fossils from when the universe was young. Drop into the middle of one and the night sky would blaze, thousands of stars close enough to bleach away the darkness. The Milky Way has about 150 of them. Andromeda has around 460. But here's the strange part. Many of them were never Andromedas to begin with. More than half of the clusters in its outer reaches were stolen, torn from smaller galaxies that Andromeda pulled in, shredded, and swallowed. So what floats above and below the galaxy is, in part, a graveyard, the scattered remains of the galaxies it has eaten. One of them, a monster called G1, holds several million stars. It's so massive that astronomers don't think it's a cluster at all. They think it's the surviving heart of an entire dwarf galaxy that Andromeda devoured, its core still orbiting up there, high above the disk, like the last bone of a giant. But the star clusters aren't the strange part. They're just the doorway, because beyond them, filling the space above and below Andromeda, is something you cannot see at all. A halo of gas, not stars, gas, so thin, so faint that no camera on Earth can photograph it. For decades, we barely knew it was there, let alone how far it stretched. So how do you map something invisible? You use ghosts. Astronomers aimed the Hubble Space Telescope at 43 quasars, blazing beacons burning billions of light-years behind Andromeda. And as that ancient light passed through Andromeda's invisible halo on its way to us, the gas left tiny fingerprints on it. Read the fingerprints and you trace the edges of the ghost. What they found stopped them cold. That invisible halo doesn't stretch a few thousand light-years. It reaches 1.3 million light-years out from the galaxy. In some directions, 2 million. Let that land. Andromeda's bright, visible disk is a coin, but the invisible thing wrapped above and below it is more than 10 times wider. A vast, layered sphere. 2 nested shells of gas laced with the ashes of exploded stars, the heavy elements forged inside suns and blasted out when they died. And this ghost isn't just sitting there. A halo like this is a galaxy's lungs. Fresh gas rains down out of it to build new stars. Dying stars breathe their ashes back up into it. Everything Andromeda will ever become is written in that invisible cloud above and below it. It isn't the galaxy's leftovers. It's the galaxy's future, held in reserve. If your eyes could see it, Andromeda would not be a smudge anymore. It would stretch 3 times wider than the Big Dipper. It would be the single largest object in the entire night sky. And there's a reason this direction, straight out of the disk, matters so much. Look through the flat plane of a galaxy, and you're staring through a fog of stars, gas and dust. But look above it or below it, and the fog clears. That's the cleanest window a galaxy has onto the rest of the universe. It's exactly why those 43 quasars were even visible. We were peering out through Andromeda's clear window and caught its invisible halo red-handed on the way. But here's where it gets personal. 1.3 million light-years, that's halfway to us. Which means the invisible halo above and below Andromeda is not staying politely over there. It's stretching across the void, toward the Milky Way. And our galaxy has a halo of its own. So picture it. 2 invisible oceans of gas, each far wider than anyone dreamed, drifting toward each other across the dark between galaxies. According to the data, they've already met. Andromeda and the Milky Way, the 2 galaxies you were told sit 2.5 million light-years apart, are, at their invisible edges, already touching. The space above and below. Andromeda eventually stops being over there. It becomes right here, around you, tonight. And that runs head-on into the one thing everyone thinks they already know about Andromeda. The crash. Maybe you've heard it. In about 4.5 billion years, Andromeda slams into the Milky Way and the 2 spirals merge into one. It even has a nickname, Milkomeda. For more than a decade, it was taught as a certainty. A cosmic appointment we could not escape. Except, in 2025, astronomers reran the numbers. They fed fresh measurements from Hubble and the Gaia spacecraft into 100,000 simulations of our future. And the certainty simply evaporated. The odds of that head-on collision in the next 4 to 5 billion years, around 2%. Over the next 10 billion years, close to a coin flip, 50-50. The doom everyone repeats as fact might never happen at all. One of our own small companion galaxies, tugging quietly from the side, could be just enough to steer us clear. So sit with the contradiction. The 2 galaxies are already touching, halo against halo, in that empty space above and below, silently, invisibly, right now. And yet, the great collision we were promised may never come. We had the whole story backwards. We imagined 2 strangers far apart, doomed to crash. But the truth is stranger. 2 giants already brushing against each other in the dark, who might merge one distant day, or might drift quietly past each other, forever. So the next time you find Andromeda in the night sky, don't just stare at that faint little smudge. Look above it. Look below it. Because that empty blackness is a lie. It's crowded with the ghosts of devoured galaxies, wrapped in an invisible ocean wider than your eyes could ever hold. An ocean that has already crossed the gulf between galaxies and is already touching the Milky Way. You are not gazing at a neighbor from across an empty street. You're already standing in their front yard. And you never felt a thing.